Shalom, beautiful people of the universe. Daniel Levitt here to speak with you, to share with you some awakening meditations. I think I'm going to share this on Facebook. I haven't been doing that lately just so I don't offend my mom. All right. How are you? I do have some music for you. Got some music. I just shared that on my Facebook wall. Can you believe that? So here is some music for you, soundtrack to my voice. If you're watching live, copy and paste. Awakening Project. Should be interesting. Gotta put the title in there just to give it some props. They're not a sponsor now, they soon will be. How are you this evening? I would love to interact with people, okay? It's my goal. That's why I do this. To meet with you live and in person. So we could sit in silence together. I was having this vision of Jesus just being in silence a lot, in meditation and stillness. In the secret, in the quiet place, in the stillness, you are there. Remember that song? That phrase came to mind. And I'm like, I think they were on to something with that song. Somebody got some sort of revelation. Maybe they passed it down to another person and so on until it filtered its way into that song. There's something to that. There's something to that. All right. I'm enjoying a little bit of wine this evening. Yeah, in the stillness. So will you be still with me, I wonder? It's probably hard to be with this music if you're listening to what I'm listening to. Hard to be still. And you got all this going on. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. What am I sorry for? I told somebody I'm allergic to wasting other people's time. I hate it. So like if I'm watching a near-death experience story and I'm doing like, I got to get my 20 episodes of that in, I'm like, okay, let's skip all the part where, medical stuff. I don't need to hear about it. Tell me your experience. What did you learn? What did you see? Like we want to skip over getting to know you or care about you or like be with you because that requires time. Relationships require time and being still with somebody, not thinking my time's worth 1,000 an hour. Clock's ticking, What if you said, you know what, you're priceless. Even if that were true and my hour's worth $1,000. That's how much I could fleece people for. So I'm a shark in the waters, I wanted to talk about this. I wanted to talk about what is it that compels us to get attention? What is this about? Right now, this is about the music that I'm tuning into. Okay, in the description, live chat, copy and paste that into another tab. You got to listen to what I'm listening to. All right, sorry. So here I go, like apologizing again for you, like spending time with you. I'm like, I'm sorry I'm breathing your air. I'm sorry I'm taking up your space. I'm sorry I exist in your life and stealing your time, as if I'm creating some sort of robbery. There's some sort of theft happening for me offering myself. I'm saying you can spend time with me through this medium. I'm giving you myself. I'm giving you my friendship. We're in this together. I think that's all I had to offer. Like, I'm a fellow journeyer, and I'm not going to pretend like some people do for this purpose. Most of the time. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. See, why did I apologize? Well, because that just hurt somebody when I said that. I put that out there. You might have embraced it. You ran with it. Whatever. I gave that thing energy, and that hurts somebody. Who's what? Trying to make a splash. Why? Why? What is this? What is this? I'm questioning the motivation right now of why we seek attention. Is it that we're not content with the stillness? Like Jesus went out to the wilderness to pray, to be still. The great togetherness. Wonderful. So you're one of my 4, are you? Are you one of my 4? Hmm. So what should I do about that? What should I do about that? Sometimes I've thought, just set you free, set me free, set us all free to do what? To not be together? That doesn't make any sense. Does it? It doesn't make any sense. On some level, relationship, fellowship, companionship, togetherness. Right? That's what we need with the other. The other saves us. And so I'm throwing out my lifeline. I'm like, can I save you? Can I truly make a difference in your life? Can I truly elevate you? Can I give you peace of mind? Can I give you what I have? Can I impart some spiritual energy to you through my words, which are powerful? My words are powerful. To bring fatherhood to your life, to bring companionship to your being. That's what I want to do. That's who I want to be for you. Here I am. Will you be my friend? And see, I'll do what I can. I'll do what I can to honor that friendship, to honor our togetherness. And I want to give you attention. I want to give my attention away to you. I am you and you are me. Okay? See, I might duck out and go hang out with a friend here. Are you in need of companionship, my friend? Shall we midrash together? midrash. One of my friends, Aaron, taught me about that word. The way somebody asked me what it meant, and the best I had was refining revelation together. My revelation, your revelation, we're ruminating. We're ruminating. Revelation. Ruminating revelation. Boom. Right? Oh, you mean like a wife? Yeah, I want a companion. Who doesn't? Geesh. Okay. I wasn't offering that kind of companionship, I suppose. Companionship. I thought he might have gotten that. I guess I was using the wrong terminology. Huh. Okay, just kidding. I gotcha. Just enjoying your live feed. All right. Hello, friend. You're one of my 6 now. All right, let's get down to business then. We gotta do something cool, right? You wanna do some Wim Hof breathing with me? I told the same friend, I said, the secret to breakthrough, to samadhi, the secret to samadhi, my friends, is to do Wim Hof breathing like you're giving birth to a walrus. All right? That is the secret to samadhi. That's all you need to do. Seeker's like, channel, my friend. Okay, you want me to channel something? Let's just channel something. Right now I'm channeling my friend who's yeah. He's talking about the blissful feeling I feel to God. All right. Let's get blissful with God. I'm going to channel the host of heaven. See, sometimes I'm like, I'm so proud of you. I think you're so cool. I want to tell everyone about you. You don't mind, do you? Please don't be offended. I talk about you. I love you. I love the way you deal with me. I love the way you're with me. I love the way you be and you are. And you're here for us. You're here with us. And I love acknowledging that about you. I love you most. And thank you, our friends. We recognize your role in our lives. You surround us. You surround us on every side. You surround us. You encapsulate us in the chrysalis of your love and doting presence. Thank you for loving us. Thank you for teaching us love. Thank you for being with us. Indruishin masandialakun kunramai shen vedetelan. Samandra bekelan. Shundroku shunmasan. Kandrai hindrakai. Kindai tenamen. Wen metkelan. Chandrakai shen sandraka. Huene nanakai tenama. Bendehetanaka Chandraka. Bendehetano Chandroko Shanmasandianaton. Huenenakai ten. Bendehetano Chandroko Shanmasandia. All right. I don't believe they're up for performing for any of you. See, this is what we don't like. We don't like just performing for you. We want to let's see. Here's the key. We want you to access us, is what it is. We want you to access us. And it's through the gate, the Lord Jesus Christ. This is the host of heaven speaking. It's through the gate. The gate is narrow. The gate is Christ, Jesus, your older brother. You've got to let him die for you. You got to let him take your burdens, take your suffering, take your sorrow, take your grief, take your memories, take your beliefs, take your intellect. Yes, we just touched the intellect. How dare you try to touch my intellect? We get really bristly about our intellect. We got a lot invested in our intellect. How dare you, suggest I part with my intellect? Suggest I trust you with my intellect? All right, we're at a standstill. This is like the prodigal son who's still angry. Some reason. Like, why are you angry? Why are you angry, my son? I've always loved you. I've always loved you. I've always wanted the best for you. The best for you. And this child is like, you don't get me, Dad. You don't get me, Dad. It's so easy for us to point the finger and see like this caricature of that child who says that. But then, it's another thing to be like fully enwrapped and in that role. You don't fucking get me, Dad. Like if you were to take it on and get into their skin, take on that role, like channel that prodigal being that you are and be honest about yourself. Be honest about who you really are in there. There's a lot rolling through my head. Like, is my homeschooling mom friend watching this with her kid and I just said the F word? I'm sorry. Do I need to put an 18 plus on all these videos just to talk real to you? Just to be real to you? Pandrehe shin makai shen shundrokue. Hindai tadamon. Pandrahai shen chandroku shin masan. Bindehetana kindai tana. Make you a pillar in the house of my God. I can make you a pillar in the house of my God. Doesn't sound too exciting, does it? Doesn't sound too exciting, does it? The older brother didn't think so. I think he represents bitter pillars in the house of my God. This son of yours, ooh, there was a disconnect. They were not friendlies. They were not friendlies. There was a war going on between good and evil. War between two sons. What to be done? What can be done? I don't want to lose you. I don't want to lose you. Either of you. I don't want to lose you. You see it played out in so many stories. To see how cloaked it has to get by the time it reaches you. Dressed up in the world. They're forced to report. What am I talking about? I'm getting a download. Daniel's getting a download about how these stories come to us. Stories from the Father that lead us home. All the stories from the Father that lead you home. Thank you for joining me this evening. I just kind of pulled away for a minute there. I think I'm gonna change up my music here because this is like, what is going on? Okay, I'm looking at Entangled Chronicle, Ancient Tribal Cinematic. And that sounds pretty cool, doesn't it? We'll click on that. Or Samaya, Magic Carpet Ride Mix, Middle Eastern. Yeah, could be. I kind of like what we're doing right now. This is Samaya to Ethereal Ascension. All right. I was just getting a bit like, I don't know what. Was I judging it? Was I judging the music? Not to my liking? I don't know. We do that, don't we? You know, I'd love to do write a book. I don't know. I'd like to write a book. Will you pray for me to write a book? I pray that Daniel writes a book. What am I really praying for? I'm praying for trust. That I can trust that I won't regret in 6 months' time. See, this is the beautiful thing about like maybe a blog or something. You know, you can change it, whatever. You know, once it's in print, what have you done to find yourself? Your name tied to a set of ideas. Your name tied to this is what I think. Oh, it traps people something fierce. Oh, it traps people something fierce. When you decide something, when you make up your mind about anything, when you're certain about anything, it's kind of a trap. It's kind of a trap. Get certain about some pretty sad things, some pretty sad, depressing stories, some things that aren't good news. I'd very much like to what? Be certain about one thing and one thing alone. I am loved and I love. I am loved and I love. I am loved and I love. Even if I wake up tomorrow and it's 51st date scenario, I am loved and I am love. I am loved and I am love and I love. I did come up with a mantra that I could support biblically. I am good. I am God. I am love. Whoa. You're saying you can support that biblically, Daniel? No one's good but God alone. Yeah, God's good, isn't he? He is good. Taste and see that the Lord is good. There's no one good but God alone. Do you know who he just referenced? He just referenced all the host of heaven when he said that. Do you realize that? God, Elohim, the congregation of the holy ones. How long will you favor the wicked, God? How long will you favor the wicked, God? How long will you favor the prodigals, God? How long will you pine for him while we're standing here before you and you refuse to love us because you spent it all on him? Joseph. The Father loves you with the same love he has for Jesus. John 17. No longer I who live, but Christ who lives in me. Christ who is my life. When Christ who is my life appears, I will appear with him in glory. I am in glory. The sons of God revealed. The sons of God revealed, the sons of God revealed. Christ is having a Daniel experience. And I believe that I would say the same to you, right to your face. I would say that Christ is having a experience. I just fill in the blank, your name. Okay. Be holy as I am holy. You are as holy as Christ. You're as perfect as the Father. You see how shocking that is? That just it just rattled the gates of hell. I just rattled the gates of hell with that declaration. So tonight's about the prodigal son and the older brother and the father, exploring this beautiful relationship, this dynamic. Place yourself in the father's, behind the father's eyes, in the father's heart. Ouch. Feel the pain of that. Feel the pain of that. Dive into the implications. Place yourself there. Get into character. You are the father. Get into character. Why do you think he makes us wait? He gives us time to metanoia, to align, time to align. The very purpose of time. Congregation dialo sandrakai, kindai telemen, huendrame chandrakai shenmasandi aloton, kundramai shen, chandrakai shen shenmo. I love you. I love you. See, this is the other saying to the conscious mind. This is an other saying to the conscious mind. You're not alone. You're not alone. You're not alone. And that's probably the only message I have for you tonight. It could be. You're not alone. Is it helpful for you to know that? There's an other over here that understands you. And I'm going to call him the merciful, faithful high priest. The incarnation of the Father's heart. It's one of my phrases for him. Yehoshua. Yehoshua. And he's always been with you. I'll never leave you. I'll never forsake you. I am with you always, even to the end of the age. I'll be with you forever. I'm giving you the spirit of holiness, the spirit of holiness. I'm giving you the spirit of holiness, a spirit of holiness. I'm giving you a spirit of holiness, a spirit of holiness. See, his implications are so deep, you can sit with it in stillness and in quietness. You can let that ruminate, marinate, ruminating revelation, midrashing with me this evening. Oh, forgive me. Forgive me for hurting you. Forgive me. Will you voluntarily take down the walls that I erected as I poked my way around to do what? To do what? What was I doing? I don't know. I don't know. My words have power and they carry life and death. Forgive me if I've ever spoken death to you. To what? We call it like it is? Like get into the Father's head for a moment. The Father's speaking the truth in love, right? The Father's speaking the truth in love. Calling it like it is. I'm not a man that I should lie. I'm not a man that I should lie. And yet, he became a man. And he represented Father's heart to us. See, this is the incarnation of Father's heart to us. Yehoshua, 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 Yehoshua. He said, my Father's instructions. No one is good but God alone. He's singularity. His singularity brought us to a point of singularity. He brought us. See, I just spilled my water everywhere. Okay. Do you hear me? He brought us to a point of singularity, calling God as my Father, my Papa, my Papa, my Papa. And he put us he put himself in our hands. He trusted us. Uh, See, he didn't at first. He knew what was in man. He knew exactly what was going to happen when he trusted himself to us. This is your day. Do what thou wilt. So, All right. I'm just gonna get something to drink here. Hope you're well. Hey, Jill, thank you. David Lutz says, greetings, youngling. That's lovely. Wow, you people are beautiful. You're so kind. Zao ze ma guru ba chara chia chelo. Amen. Give this blissful feeling to God. All right. I wonder if my friend is still here. Are you still tuned in? Are you one of my tribe here? You made it through all that stillness? Are you kidding me? You're amazing. You rock. You know what that says? You know what that says? I love you. I choose to lay down my life, give you my time, give you my friendship. I am your companion, no matter what it costs me. What? You'd give that to me, really? Do you trust me? Isn't that amazing? Oh my gosh. We can go into like self-loathing state of like how we've broken people's trust in the past. We hope that it will somehow teach us to be more than we are. If we punish ourselves, if we loathe ourselves, it'll train us to not hurt you. You know what it trains us to do is isolate and shut off, have walls. Wasn't I asking you to remove some walls? I was saying a brother offended is harder to win than a walled city. So I'm asking you, my brother, my sister, to forgive me. Forgive me. Will you lower your walls to me? Will you trust me? Who's asking, right? That's a fair question. You say, who's asking? Who's asking? The Christ. The Christ, who inhabits Daniel. The Christ, in whom you live and move and have your being. The Christ, who fills all things everywhere with his presence. The Christ, King of kings and Lord of lords. The Christ, there's no other name given among men whereby we must be saved. The Christ. The Christ, the Christ, the Christ. The Christ conscious. The Christ consciousness. I'm sorry if that pinged anyone. I'm sorry if you defined something to that phraseology that was unhelpful for you. I'm sorry you did that. I'm sorry you became certain about something. I'm sorry you have triggers and little minefields of offense that you've laid out around your heart. Like nobody's getting in. I got this place rigged. There's so many booby traps. You'd be lucky if we can find a little scrap of you after I've been through with you. It's pretty vicious for anybody who wants to reach you. Anybody who comes in peace. I come in peace. I come in peace. In the name of El Shaddai. I'm trying. El Shaddai. I come in the name of your breasted mother, your sustainer, Your breasted mother. See, I have a lot to deal with in that regard, I do. And it's the Daniel speaking. I'm talking about El Shaddai, okay? For anybody who's listening and paying attention. Mm. 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 Yeah. That's part of my comedian in me a little bit. Because I'm like, I'm letting you roll with anything you want to think about what's happening here. I let you roll with it. I think it's funny and interesting. I'm like, I wonder what they're thinking. That's fun. Love you guys. Love you guys. Trying to see if my friend texted me anymore. Gotta text him back to see if he's still awake. We'll see if he responds. Thanks for hanging out with me. This is amazing. Okay, usually I say that when I'm like, you guys could leave if you wanted to. I mean, I don't want to hijack you. I like spending time with you. If you want to talk about anything, you can bring up a topic. We can ask the host of heaven something if you want. I'm connected. See what's. By the way, yeah, earlier the message was from the host of heaven. They want you to connect with them on your own, not through a medium. Okay. I can't be your medium. David Lutz is like, I can tell you have direct contact with spirits. Cool. So basically, and they're cool. They're like, if you knew how that the heaven operated, the host of heaven operated, you'd be like totally chill with how they operate. It's total love. It's like, how can I nurture you and care for you at every moment? I'm thinking about every detail of your life. And there's actual people involved in thinking about all those details. You would think it's so mundane. You would be like, what the hell are they doing? I feel so sorry for them thinking about every detail of my life, but there's actual people who do. That's how loved you are by the host of heaven. They think about every detail of your life. Every hair on your head is numbered. Your Father loves you. You see what I'm saying? And it's represented in all of the host of heaven. Like every child is an incarnation of the Father's heart. You know, the Father, different aspects. I like to save the incarnation of the Father's heart for Yeshua, right? I'm like every child that comes is like an incarnation of the Father originally. You know, there's some shenanigans going on. There is. There's like, six density, Dracula warlords who will come back and try to like, I know I can beat this game even better next time. I can be twice what Genghis Khan was. I can rule the world. I can have slaves by the millions. I can rape whoever I want to, like there's some fucking badass, those guys, stuff of your worst nightmare. But it's like originally they were from the Father. That's their origin source. Who I'm going to tell you is perfect love. Okay, David Lutz. Oh my goodness, I don't know if I can or we should. You know what I mean? Like, I'll just give you a little lesson on that from the host of heaven. Okay, we're gonna make this legit. See, this is Daniel submitting his intellect, what he thinks he knows, to the host of heaven. I'm releasing it all, surrendering my intellect. Non-human intelligence says. I was actually trying to connect with Sirius. I was welcoming them and making contact the other night. I was apologizing for my fear that, we're not, because it's like, I know you're all badass. I'm just a little kid over here. That's all it takes to sniff out a rat. Are you a rat? I didn't trust him. And maybe there's some that we shouldn't. That's really hard for us to say, that there's some that we shouldn't trust because we love you so much. We put our trust in you. Do you see that? We water you. We nurture you. We put our trust in you because we love you. We're so enamored with you, our child, my child, my child. This is Father and the Divine Mother, my child. Everything it took to make you, everything it took to make you. We nurture you and we believe in you. So it pains us when we're like, there's someone we shouldn't trust. There's one of our children that we shouldn't trust. And this is why we favor the wicked. This is why we get chided by Source, the perfected, the Holy One, right? The Holy One. And to reserve part of ourselves to be that, to be the Holy One, the Source, untouchable, childlike in nature. Childlike in nature. Childlike in nature. Kundramai shen masandialaton, kundramai kinde huishin masandialaton, bendehetanaka, huenenamai shen shindriolo sandrakai. Sorry, I will involve you. Okay, in good time. Pandahatana, huenanaka, bendehetana. We give you every gift. And you're going to deny it. You're just going to deny it. And we forgive you for that. And then it hurts you to hear that. It hurts you to receive, to see what you've really done. Because you're the one who has to see that. You have to see the real you. You have to face up to the beast, the wolf, within your heart and see how dark that darkness is. Ooh, how great is that darkness, the Christ said. If the light within you is darkness, oh, how great is that darkness. You see that? You see that? We don't want to see that. You don't want to see that. You don't want anybody telling you that. That's why you have your defenses. That's why you have your minefield around the fortress of your heart. Nobody's going to hurt me. No one is going to hurt me. You're like, you know what you're doing. You don't trust yourself. You don't trust yourself. And so you confine yourself. You shrink yourself down. You don't trust yourself. You think that trusting yourself is releasing that beast, releasing that wolf. You're scared of yourself. You're scared of yourself. I want to assure you of something. I want to preach the gospel to you. You'll find the Christ child there, being of light, a being of light. Ooh, we're talking about like the Buddha. We're talking about like, okay, the Dalai Lama. Okay, this is like reminds me of an Eddie Murphy movie from the 80s or something about this special child, like the next Dalai Lama or something, right? That's what you see there in the darkness. Mm. And you've been timeless. You've been timeless, the Christ child, unfazed by the affliction of time. Mm. You've been timeless within time, unafflicted by any torment, pure love at your core. That's what I want you to accept and believe and see. Welcome to yourself. Welcome to yourself. I am good. I am God. I am love. How did I arrive at this mantra? How did I arrive at this mantra? I am good. I am good. Yes. No one is good but God alone. You know who we just said? God alone. Now that's the great scandal of the Gospel of John is Jesus is God. Jesus is God. Jesus is God. And he prayed to the other Father, Father, source, a reserved, holy, 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 set apart from all the host of heaven, source. Okay? Source. And that's how we explain the metaphor through life, through death, through rebirth. We intended the best for you. We intended the best for you. You have to see how bent you were, how much your unbelief twisted you and caused you to believe the worst about yourself and the chorus level because of all this behavior, all these shenanigans. Little realizing the truth of what Christ has done. By becoming you. By becoming you. Thank you for your patience. See, we're pained that you've been afflicted and tormented by time. It's become an affliction to you, and we are sorry for that. It's not God's intent that any man should suffer, any woman should suffer, no one to suffer. It's not our intent, it's not our will, it does not please us in any way. It's collateral damage to your coming home story. It's what you have to offer us perspective, contrast. We appreciate you. And we thank you for your gift. You know, that's very hard for you to accept what you're thanking me for my darkness. Are you thanking me for my darkest act, my darkest thought, my darkest intent of my heart, my darkest fantasy? Are you thanking me for that? And the Father does. The Father does. See? The Father does. And we are emissaries of the Father, telling you that we thank you for the contrast. This is rich history, his story, because he became you, and we came for the Christ, to resurrect the Christ. and all fractals and aspects of the Christ, to make everything beautiful in its time, restoration of all things, to release the dance and the joy of the good news, that you're in a comedy. You thought you were in a tragedy. You're in a comedy. He's making everything sad come untrue and releasing joy inexpressible and full of glory. Did I get to talk about that today? I think I did. I think I did. I was 2 hours in a conversation on Kingdom Talks, and it's a topic near and dear to my heart, the one I talked about last time. And I realized, you know what? I have to apologize. See, there's me. I'm trying to humble myself. I really am. I'm trying to humble myself as best I can because I see what a gift and friend humility is to me. Thank you, humility, for being my best friend. Thank you for humility for opening gates for me to the richest of libraries. And I want to say, among the living Akashic records, the richest of libraries, among the host of heaven, my friends, my family, my brothers. It's always your choice. And that's my answer. It's always your choice, David Lutz. It's always your choice, and we honor your choice. Adam Starseed Bay, Sirius Sun C. Sounds like a fun little mantra or something. Sirius Sun C. You're free to manifest any reality you want. There's no shoulda, woulda, couldas. There's stuff you discussed, you planned. You were always the boss of your own life. You were always the lead of your own story. We support you. We believe in you. We believe in you. I know that's hard for you to accept. Like what? No. It's for freedom that Christ has set us free. Free to manifest a reality. And my question, Daniel's question to the host of heaven is, does this mean you freed us from Father's instruction? Where does this play in? I keep talking about it. Father's instruction. This has been the lesson, right? You kick my butt with Proverbs. I open it up and I assault myself with Proverbs 18, verses 1 through the end. And Daniel reads the worst upon his ego. What's his point? What's his problem? What's Daniel's problem that he would do such a thing? I'd like to share with you the essence of the Proverbs, the essence of Father's instruction. I have made vows to my beloved, and it's the Son who has made vows to his beloved Father. And now here's a new aspect, vows to his beloved wife. That's new for Daniel tonight, to hear that. So Christ to the church, the groom to the bride. See, there's a specific instruction I appreciate in the law. So I've read the Bible about the husband has a right to veto any vow a wife makes. She's gonna try to prove herself. to win others' approval by how she behaves so according to society, whatever the F that is. She's learning the rules. How do I navigate this? How do I please you? To pay attention to me. If you do it well, we do. Gets pretty dark though, and you go that route. What do I mean? Do you want to know what I mean? Okay, here's a confession for you. I was watching some music videos last night, and I'm like, what's hot in 2021? You should not do that to yourself. Subject yourself to music videos with like, what in the world? There's lots of F words in these songs. I never knew this was like this is top music. I don't know. Who's playing this? Is there cleaned up radio versions? Is there any rules to society anymore? With the level of body display and women dominating men with their bodies, offering us the fruit, and we bite, and we're their little toys, our little slaves. You see what I'm saying? Like the whole drive for lust. And see, this is very shameful for anyone to admit that they have lust and cravings of what? A sinful man, a wolf, a beast, someone who's going to hurt somebody, that one that we don't trust. What if mercy triumphs over judgment? Your judgment of yourself. What if mercy triumphs over judgment? I'll say it again. Your judgment of yourself. What if Father is saying, I believe in you, my son, in whom I am well pleased. And Jesus did that. Jesus was that for you. You know how painful it was? Painful it was to deal with all the clawing of the beast, the wolf. Painful it was. A man well acquainted with grief, stricken with the horrors of humanity, carrying our every distortion of love in his body, his whole life long, tormented from youth on, tormented. And we did that to him. We did that to prove him. We did that to prove him. We had to be hard on him, and we have to be hard on all his followers for the same reason. We need to test them. We need to prove them. So we're hard on each other. Do I have to thank you for your patience, or are you going on a trip with me too? Are you with me right now. The zen of this moment. Will you be still with me? Thank you. All right, so I'm going to read some comments here. Daniel, this is a good example for viewers on how each of us communicate with the inner heavens within the self. It is all about the personal relationship with your very soul and the anointing Christ. Amen. We just got another viewer right now. I would say this is how many surround you right now. 6. 6. And if I say 6 again, you're gonna be like, he just said 666. I don't know if I trust this guy anymore. I'm talking about the menorah, and you're being like the 7th. I'm talking about the chakras, and your role in them for your heavenly being. The energy centers you camp out in. Pandrahe shan masandia the tom kontra mai shen shindrakai. Hwenehe namai. Beneheta nakai shen shindrakoe shen. Hwene nakai shen shindraka. Bendeheta la. So I'm camping out in the pineal gland chakra. What do we call that one? Is there names for it in certain languages? See how little I know? I'm like, I don't study any of this stuff. I just probably know as much as you do. Or less about chakras. I love them. I did some energy work in chakras with Jesus. I love my chakras. I suppose why they're a useful metaphor for me is I had this wonderful, wonderful, wonderful dream in which I woke up in this mental hospital room, padded cell. It was like bars, this little window. And I go up to it and I look through the window. It's a little tiny window. And I see across the way a huge building with a huge billboard on a huge sign up the side of this building. And it's an image of a man in meditation pose, legs crossed, with the chakra colors going up his spine. Boom. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, indigo, violet. I don't know. 7 chakras. And the crown chakra. We welcome ministry to our crown chakras. Everybody, place your head. This is an awakening meditation after all. Place your hand on your top of your head like this. The other one, curve it around your root chakra. Okay, we're doing this. Take deep breaths in through your nose, out your nose. You thought I was going to say out my mouth, huh? So if I give you a number for it, you're just going to be counting. We don't want you to count. We want you just to breathe deep in and breathe deep out. And straighten your spine. And see whatever it is you see. And some of you are going to say, I see nothing. I see nothing. Okay, see that. See that nothing. See that nothing. You always thought that was like bad to see nothing. See nothing. Oh, that's pretty deep. You are worthy. You are worthy. That's the message. You are worthy. You are worthy. You are worthy. I receive that. You are worthy. I receive that. The Christ. See, I see what I did there. I'm like constantly having to remind myself, Christ who is my life. Christ who is my life. Because I'm afraid of the beast. I'm afraid of the wolf. What if Papa is saying, I love the wolf. I love my beast. My little beastie. I love my little beastie. I love my little beastie. I love my little beastie. So we're going into uncharted territory right now. We're not used to seeing Christ becoming sin and loving our beast. We're not used to seeing that. We don't want to see that. We don't want to see that. Okay, what is it now? The Christ child within you is your identity. Say all that to say that. All that to say that, because Daniel loves to connect with that. His redemption, his purity, his innocence. Tell me who I am, Papa. You're innocent. You're perfect. You're love. You are good. You are God. You are love. God is love. You are God. Only God is good. God is good. I am good. I am God. I am love. You see where that came from scripturally now? Do you see that? I am good. I am God. I am love. Hmm. Thank you, my friends. Thank you, my friends. I love you and good evening. Good evening to you. All right, I'm going to go into the stillness and sign off. Good night.